What's going on, you guys? So we are back. We are back for another season of Young Black. Oh no, Young Famous and African. Okay, I'm gonna tell y'all this, baby. I did not know it was coming on last week, and I just so happened to go on Selling Sunset because I remember seeing the preview, right? And I heard some people saying I don't even know if I'm gonna watch it because it's some new people on there. I don't even think they got the original cast or whatever. And I was like, no, I see some of the original cast. What are you talking about? But it was some new people on there. We got 3 new people this season, okay? Only 2 of them last. And I feel like the other one, she was just doing a lot. She was doing a lot, but it is what it is. I ain't gonna lie, like I said, I didn't realize that it was gonna come on last week. I knew that Selling Sunset was coming on the 19th, and so I had went on Netflix to see that, and then I just so happened to see Young Famous and African, and I said, bump Selling Sunset. We're about to get into Young Famous and African. Y'all know they put stuff on Netflix or whatever, a show come out. Y'all give me all of the episodes. I'm finna binge it. I'm finna watch, and so therefore, if you're looking for a play-by-play for each episode, I'm not the girl for you when it comes to these streaming shows because I can't do that. I gotta just watch it all, take it in, and then discuss what I want to discuss. Okay, so that's what we doing. I think it was like 9 episodes, 8 or 9 episodes, but for the most part, the original cast came back, like I said. And we also have 3 new cast members. We have Lewis, we have Bonang, and we have Fontana. And I really hope that I am pronouncing the names right, and I'm gonna get it as close as I can. And if I don't, no disrespect, okay? I'm gonna say this. From season 1, it was in season 2. Them 2, I feel like it's probably like 2 or 3 people that really kind of irk me. And those same people that kind of irked me in season 1 kind of irked me in season 2. And the main person is the main girl, okay? Miss Queen Bee herself, Miss Kanji. I hope I'm saying her name. Kanji. You know, the one that do all the narration, the one that want to put everybody together, the one that want to be the one that solve all the problems, and everybody got to run stuff through her. She irks my nerves so much. She irks my nerves so much because, first of all, ma'am, I see a little difference in you physically, visually, as I should say, because you used to look like this and now you look like that, and I prefer you as this. But that's not my decision. You know what I'm saying? I know that there's an issue with bleaching that goes on in a lot of countries. Hell, it even goes on in the Black community over here, in America. But anyway, I'm gonna get off of that. But mama, you doing a lot. And you have no real storyline. Who is she? If you get on any other, she's like the Shiny of the group, because Shiny really didn't have a storyline, especially towards the end of her tenure on the show of Basketball Wives. She's like the Phaedra, or not, well, Phaedra, no, I would say probably like the Giselle. There it is. She the Giselle of the group, meaning she in everybody else's business. And if y'all don't know who Giselle is, Giselle off of Real Housewives of Potomac. She in everybody's business. She give her opinion on everybody's shit, but she ain't got no business of her own. Now, see, last season, we didn't talk about her stuff or whatever. We talked about her daughter, how her daughter lives in the apartment next to her. The little boyfriend or whoever she had at the time. And that was it. She did have a little issue with this person, that person, and that was it. But in this season, mama said y'all ain't getting none of my business, okay? Did a boyfriend pop up? Did a sugar daddy pop up? Did a child pop up? No, okay? Mama popped up just to pop in and to say that she here to clock in and to start some mess, okay? That's just what it was. And truth be told, I really don't feel like we needed her. We did not need Miss Kanji, okay? I hope I'm saying her name right, but if I'm not, I apologize once again. But y'all know Miss Queen Bee. I'm just call her Queen Bee, okay? That's just who she is at this point. I said, girl, you so damn messy. And on the one hand, you gotta respect it. You gotta respect it because it's moving the story along. But you also keeping your shit close to the vest. So y'all not finna get into my stuff, but I'm finna get into yours, okay? Now, why would you do this? Okay, now who was doing this? Okay, and who doing that? Oh, she said that. I said that, girl, what? What is going on with you? Okay, so we get her. And apparently, you know, we get the rest of the original cast, they're back. You got Andale, you got Ani, you got Swanky, and you got Diamond, and is it anybody else? Nadia. Okay, you got everybody back in Diamond's, what's her Diamond's baby mama? I'm sorry, y'all. Let me look at this up. Diamond's baby mama. Young girl, hold on, bear with me. I apologize. I should have had this. There it is. Girl, I don't need to sign on. Zari. Okay, that's her name. And Andale, he really didn't have no storyline last year, but he had a storyline this year too. I said, excuse me, you are so messy. You are so messy. I did not realize it now. I understood that they did kind of tell us that, you know, he got kids here, there, whatever. He got a few kids himself. He got a couple of baby mamas himself. But baby, I did not know he was in a messy ass situation that he was in. Andale, you and your baby mamas, y'all might as well have did like a freaking throuple. Okay, if they could have got along, you could have pulled off a throuple. Because when I tell you they was on his ass, they really wanted to be with that man. He's not a bad looking man either. I said, damn, Andale, what are you doing to these girls? Wow. He comes off very quiet, very meek, very intelligent, very mature, but got a messy ass behind the scene life. I said, oh, you got to check out for the one. You know, they say, always watch the ones that's the quiet ones. They're the ones that be in the most mess. There it is. Okay. But you got that. So when the show comes on, I was so freaking confused. You got Diamond that's still back, like I said. You got Zari, you got Andale, you got Swanky, and you got Ani and Naked. Okay, he's back too with his girl Christian. They still together. Okay, I'm so surprised that they're still together. I just don't understand how he keeps swinging that one. And I don't know, baby girl, is it because the money that he got, the status that he got? I don't get it. Because first of all, you're younger than him and you're more mature than him. I'm just sitting here like, I know they say women mature faster than men, but damn, we seeing it in real time. We are seeing it in real time. But let's just get into some of the things that happened in this season that stuck out in my mind. First of all, right off the bat, we see Kanji, okay? Kanji. We see Miss Queen B. And then we see Annie, and she's coming to meet up with Miss Queen B. And at first, I didn't realize who she was going to see. And then they jumping into each other's arms and picking each other up and everything. Like they've been friends for 15, 20, 25, 30 years, right? And when I realized who it was, I'm sitting here like, what? What's going on? Because if you remember in season 1, them two butted heads. And when they first saw each other, you know what I'm saying? And I felt like Queen B was being a little bit judgmental with Annie, you know what I'm saying, and her situation and just her as a person. And somehow, when the cameras went down, baby, they somehow made that shit work that they became cool like this. I said, oh, y'all really a spoon coons, bitch. And they was like, yeah, girl, we talking all the time or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Where you been? Da, 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 da. Okay, so they was gonna have a little get together and they was just catching up. Come to find out, Annie and Swanky ain't talking to each other. Now, if you remember from season 1, Annie and Swanky was the one that was like this. Swanky was the one that brought her around the group, I believe. You know what I'm saying? And that friendship is kaput at the beginning. You know what I'm saying? I was just like, what happened? Because they was just so, they was like thick as thieves. You know what I'm saying? It was like besties, you know? Like nothing could break that up. He was always on her side and all that stuff. And what bothered me about that whole situation is it took a couple of episodes before we found out they kind of dragged out the situation, okay? It took a while for us to find out exactly what was going on between them two, and then it took even longer for them to actually talk it out for real, because at one point they did try to talk it out, but it wasn't, y'all know how it is. It don't never go right the first time, but then you get that last time, we'll try to bring it all together because we got somebody else mediating the whole situation, okay? But yeah, you got them cool, and I was just really concerned, and I said, Ani, are you sure that you want to be Queen Bee friend like that? Because Miss Queen Bee don't give me that she's really friends with anybody. She uses people. I'm sorry, that's just the vibe I get from her all the time. And if you no longer any service to her, she'll drop you in a second with no doubt, because that's practically what she was about to do to Annie later on in the season. You know what I'm saying? This episode was surrounded and focused on Diamond. Diamond, I think, was having a birthday party or some type of party or whatever. And this is how you get all the people together, okay? Now see, when we left off with Zari and Andale, I should say, Diamond found out that Andale and Zari had a little thing going on, or was about to. Because last season, Andale had something, I hope I'm saying his name right. Andale, he had something going, he had developed feelings for Zari. Zari is Diamond's ex-wife and baby mother, I believe. I don't know if they're ex-wife. I think it is ex-wife. But for sure, the mother of his kids, at least some of his kids, And they're all friends. And it's one of those situations where it's the bro code, I guess, and I guess sometimes, depending on who you talk to, the code can be different. Some friends don't care if you date their exes, and some friends do. I feel like it's really, really weird, I should say, when your friend dates your ex. Because in my mind, that's going to make me think that you was just harboring these feelings for them for a while when we were together, and you've been wanting to take my spot or whatever, or you've been wanting your turn, or, it just don't feel genuine. I just be looking at you sideways like, what's going on, okay? It just seems a little, had me thinking some things. So I necessarily wouldn't touch it. Some people wouldn't care, but I personally wouldn't go after my friend's ex, no matter how long they've been divorced or not together or whatever. And especially if they got kids in the mix, oh, that's a no. So I do kind of see where Diamond is coming from, feeling some type of way, but at the same time, for him to feel so strong about it, you are a whore. You are a whore. And it's like, I want to know if he would have felt any different if it was somebody else that Zari would have been with, that would have been over there, okay? And it not just been his friend. Now, I understand that's your friend and you feel some type of way, like, you my homeboy, and you up here with my baby mama? Like, my kids probably call you uncle, and now you want them to call you daddy? Okay? Like, nah, that ain't gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? And I get the little frustration, and I do feel like, in my opinion, Andale, he kind of like crossed the line a little bit. I wouldn't have did that. So, get that shit together. And it's just too much. It's too close. So therefore, it's too much drama that's going to happen with that, right? So why do we want to bring that type of issues and, breaking up friendships and having those feelings, negative feelings bouncing off and, the group just being divided or probably just awkward when we come around or whatever because y'all dating, you know what I'm saying? And granted, you can't help sometimes who you fall for, but that don't mean that you have to act on it all the time for the sake of whatever. But he knew that it was wrong, or he knew that it wasn't gonna work. And the same thing even though I'm coming to Diamond's defense on that part, because I understand Diamond also comes off as he one of those type that you my baby mama, so you're still mine. And I got the feeling, and I don't know, I can't remember if they said this, but were they still messing around? Because Zari kind of put it out like, if I wanted him and if I was to call him over and if I wanted some dick, I'd get some dick. That's kind of how she put it out there a little bit, okay? Especially when she was talking to Fontana, or talking about Fontana, because Fontana was the new girl that came through. Fontana is actually, she was born in America, but her people are from Ghana, so she lived in both, so she came back to Ghana. She's 25 years old. She said she's one of the dance hall queens, okay? And the people was like, girl, who are you? Y'all was on Twitter, baby. I was on that side of Twitter. I was on the African Twitter. And, baby, y'all was cutting her ass up. I said, oh, bitch, y'all don't know who she is. Y'all know when y'all get on reality TV, they gonna inflate their resume and who they really are. And I don't understand why people do that, because you already know the people that's watching, they're gonna get those fingers going and they're gonna do their research and see exactly who you are. So I don't know how true it is, what her music things are, but she's into music. She's very kind of like sexual in nature. She's very free with herself. She says she likes to flirt, you know what I'm saying, with people, and that's just what it is. She gonna get her dick just one way or another. Like, she's another diamond, meaning that if she wanna you, if she gonna get it, she gonna get it, and that's it. We ain't finna do no relationship, okay? And on the one hand, respect. On the other hand, not with Diamond. Not with Diamond, okay? Just no. So it was some tension when they had the party going on, because Andale, I don't think Diamond personally invited him. Somebody else invited him, who was actually putting the party together. And when he showed up, it was a little bit of a tension between them, but they did eventually have to talk. I think this was probably in another episode. They did eventually sit down and talk. And he said he wasn't going to pursue it or whatever. Of course, Zari gets in her feeling like, because at one point, Andale and Zari was sitting by each other, or they was having a conversation with each other. And naked in them, they acting like, oh no, y'all not supposed to be there, there go Diamond and all this stuff. And she was like, I don't care. So you mean to tell me, even though we not pursuing nothing, he's still my friend, I can't talk to him? And I felt the same way, but y'all done already crossed the line, so therefore, that's why people acting like that. And talk about acting. Annie and Kaji get Queen B get up in there, right? Swanky come through. When I tell you Swanky paid Annie dust, I said, girl, what? First of all, I don't give a fuck what nobody say, and I hate to say it that way, be vulgar, whatever. That's just how I am a little bit. Get used to the cursing. I'm trying to calm it down a little bit. Swanky was dressing throughout the whole season. Swanky was dressing throughout the whole. He said, listen, girl, I'm in fashion, and I'm finna show you the fashions, okay? And he was giving fashion. He was a little bit over the top, but at the same time, I was here for it. Who goes to play basketball and comes with a fucking fashionable robe and a purse and a glass of wine? Okay? Who does that? Swanky does. Who goes to play soccer and comes dressed to the nines with everything on? Swanky. I said, sir. He said, listen, bitch, I ain't say I was finna play. I'm finna come for support. So I'll sit in the stand, okay, and I'll show my little cheerleading stuff. But other than that, I'm still finna be fashionably cute, okay? He could at least say hello, because that just made things a little bit more awkward, because people already know. He didn't already talk to his people, and she didn't talk to her people. They already know that they not talking. They haven't talked in months, okay? And we get Nadia. Nadia, she is no longer with Vic Mensa, because that's who she was messing around with in the first season. She's with somebody else, and she's happy. She's still doing her music and all that stuff. And come to find out, the boyfriend that she's with is an old friend of hers, who is now an ex-friend, her ex-boyfriend. They had a falling out, and I don't remember what they said the falling out was about. I don't think she was on long enough for us to find out about it. But yeah, Mama came on, and we got introduced to her. Her name is Bonang, I think. And she is like this personality, TV personality, celebrity personality out there in Africa, known all over Africa, whatever. And I believe, I'm just being general, because I don't remember if it's a particular country, but I just know it's Africa. So excuse my ignorance. And it's like people know who she is. They know Nadia and her's history. So when she showed up, at this point, you got Queen B and Annie, they get up and leave, okay? And, people thought it was disrespectful for them to get up and leave. But Iny was feeling uncomfortable because Swanky wasn't paying no attention to her. Swanky didn't basically dismiss her. And then, you got that whole situation. And it was a mess because at one point, Nadia was about to say something when Miss Bonang came, and Queen B had to pull her out so that she won't say nothing. So no drama won't happen. So everybody just got up and left. And you got Fontana, like I said, she winds up linking up with Diamond, of course, because Diamond liked her. She's a cute girl. Everybody's on here pretty. Everybody was beautiful. I ain't even gonna lie. She went over there to the studio. They talking about the music, and before we can even get into a real conversation about just the music and about, oh, what do you do, and how long was this, and just trying to get to know each other, Diamond started talking about squirting. I said, what is going on? And that disgusted me in a way, because he was just coming off very predatory. And what I say about that, when I mean about predatory, I mean those type of men who gets into like music business situations, and they're artists and they got a little bit of power. They're a producer, they got a little bit of power. They're the CEO or whatever, they got a little bit of power, and they see a new artist come in that just so happens to be a beautiful woman, or a woman in general, and it's one of those situations where I'm gonna try to sleep with her, or I'm gonna give her a situation where, if you want this to be done, you gotta sleep with me. And that's what it was given. But at the same time, she was giving it back to him, like she was using his ass as well. She wanted the dick, he wanted the puss. And I guess it was okay, but it just was a turn off, because I'm like, damn, y'all come into the studio and y'all instantly just going to let's talk about sex mode, and I just really wasn't here for it. And then you go into a quote unquote date. He's talking about let's go on a date at my house. I'm like, at your house? What type of cheap shit is this? It felt like a setup, you know what I'm saying? But she showed up with barely nothing on. And I said, oh, well, she did say I'm a flirt. And I was like, oh, okay, do what you got to do. Next thing you know, we see them go upstairs. Now, for somebody that said that ain't your man or whatever, Miss Fontana, you was acting like it a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Zari was getting underneath her skin and everything. And Zari, I'm going to need you to let Diamond go. I didn't understand how come Diamond was getting under, like, Fontana was getting under your skin, you was getting under her skin. I just didn't get it. Like, at the end of the day, Diamond is out here doing him. Diamond was cheating on you, and ain't no way in hell I'm finna hold on that tight to a nigga that was doing all that to me, and probably got babies all over, and you up here worrying about him doing something with this girl when, technically speaking, all they probably gonna do is mess around, and that's it, and go ahead. I think she was still in her feelings about what, the whole situation between Zari, her and Andale, and then how that transpired or whatever. But at the same time, it was like, y'all need to learn to move on. And I can't stand when y'all getting these baby mama, baby daddy type of situations, especially with the men. Oh, you still my baby mama and you can't be with this person. No, baby, we not together. I have your child, but I'm gonna date who I want to date. I'm gonna be careful with it, but you're not gonna dictate who I'm dating tonight, and I don't have to get permission from you for anything. You know what I'm saying? Because we're no longer together. You're not obligated to me. The only thing that you're obligated to, or the only people that you're obligated to, is the kids. That's it. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, damn, y'all be going through that over there too. Shit. So that shit is, the baby mama, baby daddy issue is just universal. All right. And they wind up getting into it. They wind up getting into it at the end a little bit. He up there pillow talking with Fontana. And I just didn't like that. I didn't like that because ain't no way in hell Fontana should be telling them what he's saying about how Zari want to do this. And Zari won't let him go and get in her feelings when I do this and all this stuff, and telling her stuff that only him and Zari has talked about. So that's further pissing Zari off, and I can't even be all the way mad at Zari because she got a right now to be pissed off because he telling her stuff, and when they got into it at the end, bitch, and she was calling her, you old bitch, I said, God damn, I cannot stand, one thing that I can't stand, and I feel like is a lazy read or try to be a read, is when a person comes for another person's one, weight, or their age too, okay? Because one, the weight can change. And just because you're the size that you are, that don't mean that you will always stay that size. You can blow up or you can shrink down. You know what I'm saying? Two, also, and plus that person knows that they're this size or whatever because they wake up in their body every day. That's lazy, okay? That's just And then to be ageist, okay? And talk about somebody being old or whatever, you better hope you get to that person's age, okay? You better hope you get there. And if you do, bitch, you're gonna be old as well. So like, I don't like that. It's just so stupid sometimes. And then I'm sitting here like, y'all both are going back and forth over a man that's playing the both of y'all. And that's what Miss Queen B said. They had to get them all together, okay? She had to set it up for all four of them to pop up, all right? And to put Diamond on the spot, because we need to get what is he telling you and what is he telling me? Because he told me this and he telling you this, and now we going at each other for what, okay? And at the end of the day, Fontana's still messing around with him. Fontana's still gonna mess around with him. And you trying to act like you ain't got no feelings for him, I feel like she probably do. But then again, this is somebody that's of a celebrity status out there. And he got money, you know what I'm saying? And she want a little bit of a piece. That's just how it was coming off, Miss Fontana, okay? I ain't saying you a gold digger, but I'm just saying that's how it looked like a little bit. You see the cash. You see that you could probably get a little bit of more fame or whatever off of him. I don't know. I'm not really too sure about Miss Fontana. I kind of like her though. I don't dislike her, but I do. I do like her. I ain't gonna lie. I just like that she speak her mind and she don't back down. Okay. Then you get Bonang. Let me just say, girl, she came on, and if you would have blinked, you would have missed her. Because there was also a new guy that came on. His name was Lewis, and Queen B brought him on. He wanted to be famous and all this stuff. 30 years old, blah, blah, blah. He's attracted and want to have something going on with Fontana, and it just not going to happen because, first of all, Fontana, he's not her type. She like the rugged, aggressive boys. He's just like the pretty boy with muscles. She said, I don't like muscles or something like that. Either one of them said that. I think that was Bonang that said that. But somebody said they don't like muscles. But at the end of the day, Lewis is not Fontana's cup of tea, right? And so they had went out on a dinner or a get together or whatever with Swanky. And it was out in the desert or whatever, on the beach or something. And Lewis was trying to apologize to Bonang, right? Because he was trying to do event planning, and early in his early days of event planning, he had booked her, according to him, he had booked her to come to this event to speak in Nambia. That's where he's from. And, you know, when he did that, he did not actually booked the hotel like he thought. So she came out there and then she left, and you know, because she wasn't booked and all this stuff. And I believe Swanky had told Bonang the story, and he kind of twisted it to make it seem as if, you know, Lewis was basically like exaggerating or, you know, told a different story, and it was actually Swanky that twisted the shit up, okay? Being the messy person that he is. And Swanky really was starting a lot of mess, all right? He was starting a lot of mess. That situation between him and Lewis did not have to happen. And I just saw that. I thought it was totally unnecessary. And it was a miscommunication type of situation that could have just been handled if he would have just shut the hell up and listened, okay? And the same thing with Bonang. You know, Bonang snapped out on him because I guess she felt like dude was lying on her and saying that, you know, she left, and she talking about something, I never leave. I would never do that. People know me, and I would never, you know, put my reputation on the line like that. And she was just going off or whatever, and he wasn't even coming at her like that. Now, let me just say this. After that whole scene, she got up and left and gonna sent a message to Swanky saying that, you know, she's not coming back. She don't want to be a part of that group or whatever because nobody had her back or some shit like that. I said, girl, don't nobody care. Girl, you not missed. I'm just going to be honest. You brought nothing to the show. You can stay where you're at, all right? But The thing about Lewis that got everybody heated though, also, Lewis kind of came off like a misogynist, okay? Because he started giving his unsolicited opinion about the situation that's going on with Fontana and how she presents herself and the whole thing with Diamond and the situation like that, because of course he's interested in her, but you going about it the wrong way. She's not interested in you in that way. She's going to entertain your little date, but she's not necessarily interested in you as to wanting a relationship. She's not the girl that you tie down into a relationship because she's not looking for a relationship. She's looking for fun and, trying to get her career off the ground or whatever, or to continue it. He was basically trying to tell her, you need to be careful because, or you up here doing the shit that you doing with Diamond, people gonna start looking at you as a girl that's just used to fuck around off on. And it was very misogynistic, and it was almost as if he was trying to police her and her body and her activities and stuff like that. But on the one hand, I get what he's saying, because you don't want that reputation as a girl, or because it's worse for women in the industry as a pass around or someone that'll just sleep around with this person or whatever, just to get where they need to go. You don't want that negative connotation on you, because it's worse for women than it is for men. Like for men, it's okay, but for women, oh no. But then again, at the same time, it's like, as she was saying, she can do whatever she wants to do. She don't care. And who are you to tell me anything? I don't even know you. Like, he was coming off very much judgmental, and that's why they snapped on his ass, okay? Also, he came off weird, and I'm gonna tell you why. I don't know Louis' story, but his full story, because at one point he had sat down and he did have a conversation with Naked, right? He had a conversation with Naked, and Naked got some of his story out about how his upbringing was. Because the weird part about him was he kept on saying how he wants a child, and he's not looking for a relationship, but he's just looking for somebody that'll give him a child, whether it's through surrogacy or not. He wants a child. Meanwhile, he's talking about getting people eggs, and at one point, again, this is playing telephone, people was getting on his ass because he was talking to Queen B. Mind you, Queen B was the one that brought him into the group. They was going to have this get together, and before they can even do it, he was supposed to bring up a toast, and it was supposed to be, it's not even for her. The party wasn't about her, but the toast was going to be all about her. See how fucking narcissistic and egotistical that lady is? I just can't stand it. Everything got to be run through her. You got to praise her. I just do not like her like that. I really don't. But at the same time, you got that going on, and he's talking about, he talked to her about asking her to talk to Zari about the surrogacy process. That's what he wanted, because Zari was thinking about having another baby as well, or wanting a child or something like that. And she done took it back to Zari and everybody else to make it seem like he wanted Zari's eggs. And Swanky took that as well and threw it up in his face and all this stuff. And so, it just got all miscommunicated. And when we found out what it was, it's really that he just wanted to talk to her about the process of the thing. Not that he wanted Zari's eggs. He wanted to talk to her about the process. Because, bitch, that's what I thought it was at first, too, until he cleared it up. And I said, oh, okay, it's still a little weird that you're like, I'd rather go the surrogacy route. I don't want this. He sound like he on down low. I'm just going to put that out there. He sound like he on the down low, right? But then when he had that, talk with Naked, and we get into his background, and he said he hasn't spoken to his family or seen his family in like 7 years or so, because I think he was on Big Brother Africa, and I think he was kissing somebody, or he probably had sex with somebody, and because of that, I think they saw it, and he wound up getting excommunicated from the church or the religion that he was in, and that caused them not to speak to him anymore. And so I'm sitting here thinking, like, That sounds awfully familiar. Like, if anybody have any information on Lewis, was his family a Jehovah's Witness? Because that's literally what Jehovah's Witnesses do. And he said he can't come back to the church. He don't want to come back to the religion because he's not done doing what he's doing out there in the world. Like, he's trying to get big, he's trying to get famous, he's trying to have a career in entertainment and stuff. And that's not what it is that they want. You know what I'm saying? And so I was just like, that's interesting. That is very, very interesting, because that sounds so much like Jehovah's Witnesses. And y'all already know I got experience with that. So, you know, at first I'm going to say I really didn't like Lewis. I thought he was a little cocky. I just thought he was a little bit much. I thought he was a little try hard or whatever. And then that comment about Fontana and her, basically, that misogynist, he came off a little bit misogynistic. But towards the end, and once we get a story, and then even when him and Swanky finally sat down and hashed it out, because Swanky came to the next event with a shirt that said petty something or whatever, I said, wow, you just, he's just really petty for no reason. And I feel like at that moment, Swanky was looking for something and for some, to start some mess. And like Queen B and them said, he's doing this because he's mourning the loss of the friendship that he had with Ani, all right? And so he taking it out on everybody else, and Lewis was the one, the easy target, because he was new in the group. And so they did eventually make up, and I did kind of like Lewis towards the end. After I got a better understanding of him, my perception of him changed, okay? So I like that type of thing, you know? You have one view and then it changed because you finally see what it is. Yeah. So when it comes to Ani, oh my God. Ani is a sad case. Because Ani, from season 1 to now, Ani is still with her husband, Innocent, or Two-Face as they call him. And truthfully, Two-Face, that's exactly who he is. I'm surprised that he was on the show as much as he was this year, because last season he wasn't. A rumor had came out that hit the blogs, that hit all the news circuits out there, and I had even seen it out here too, that you know, he allegedly had got somebody else pregnant and had a baby on the way. Ani and him said that it wasn't true and it was lies and it was something from years ago or whatever. And I just don't understand. I mean, she said what her reasoning for staying with that man was in season 1. I just don't get it. He came into the relationship with kids. Y'all had kids, and then he had other kids on you because he was cheating. And you still decided to stay with him. And you going through all this drama in the press or whatever with him. And it's just, you know, you got people turning against you, and people questioning your motherhood, and people questioning you as a woman and everything. She's saying all of this is happening. On the top of that, you have this fallout with your friend that was supposed to be there to uplift you, but y'all can't do that because y'all no longer speaking, you know. And they had a dinner get together, and this man literally said, basically, it's okay to fuck because that's what men do. Whether I'm married or not, I'm gonna fuck. I sat here like, what? Annie is sitting there like, she was embarrassed, humiliated, because 9 out of 10, I believe he done said that shit to her in the house, in the privacy of their home, and now you're literally saying it to my friends on camera in front of everybody. Now they're gonna really see and be questioning the stuff that's going on in the relationship. And I just feel like she's settling for this man. She probably feel like she ain't gonna get no better than him. I don't know what it is. Do I think it's really love? Yes, I do think she loves him, but I don't think it's a healthy love, because I don't feel like he loves her nearly as much as she loves him. He is embarrassing her. She is allowing herself to be embarrassed. And I just don't understand it. It's sad to watch, actually. It is sad to watch. I really feel like she don't know her worth. She does not know her worth, okay? When that man can sit there and say that with a straight face and mean it in front of your friends and not care about your feelings and how you may be thinking or feeling in that moment, it wouldn't be me. It wouldn't be me. I just couldn't do it. You know, I just wouldn't been able to do it. Meanwhile, you got a situation because of the stuff that was going on, I guess, with her marriage, and, you know, she has a life. She's not really talking to people. She's not calling people. She's not picking up the phone like she used to, whatever. And of course, because it is, Queen B feels some type of way all of a sudden. And now she damn near want to turn on her and be like, so are you part of this group or not? And I'm sitting here like, so she got to check in every damn day and every time something happened and tell you what's going on instead of just letting her grieve whatever is going on and process whatever is going on. And then on her own time, in her own time, come to you with it if she wants to. Or no, she got to work on your schedule. Baby, she was pissing me off so bad. Queen B was pissing me off so bad. And then you got Nadia up here like, I don't even know if we friends. I don't even think I'm friends with her either. Because truth be told, I was just really friends with her because Swanky was friends with her. I said, what? But then you show up at the dinner with her and her man. But I thought y'all were friends. That's what you just said, right? I don't like that fakery stuff. And honestly, I didn't like the fact that Bonang decided to leave as abruptly as she did because without that, we didn't even get no storyline from Nadia. That was her storyline. That was going to be her storyline. The fact that she was dating her ex-friend's best friend, or boyfriend, I should say, ex-boyfriend. And we couldn't even get into that because old girl left. Meanwhile, we finally get into the shit with Swanky and Ani. And it was the whole situation of, you know, they was gonna throw an event. She wanted to throw an event, red carpet, and all that stuff. And Swanky said, according to Ani, I don't think that you need to do that right now. And she was like, oh, next thing you know, on that exact same day, he is already throwing something and he's on the red carpet and doing the whole event that she said was her ideal or some shit like that. And he said, no, the whole thing is, we was talking and I overheard that you was saying a whole bunch of messed up stuff about me to your manager because I was on the phone when I heard you say it. Now, they did try to talk it out at first, and truthfully, this is petty, and this is something that you're supposed to just go ahead and speak on right away. You don't let stuff just fester like this because you get comfortable with the fact that you're no longer talking to each other because months then went past. Over 4 months went past and they had not been talking, you know? And so now the one trying to figure out what happened and you thinking it's this issue and come to find out it's really this issue. And it's just really just communication. If y'all was really friends as much as y'all said y'all were and as close as y'all were, y'all would have been figured that out. Ain't no way in here I would let that go on that long with my friend. Because obviously I would have realized it was a big misunderstanding. And even if those were the words that I said, I would explain myself. And we would have not let that shit. We'll decide whether we're going to forgive, we're going to work on trust again, or whatever, or we're just going to end it. But it was the agree to disagree type of situation when they first met up. And then they still was just not clicking, okay? She got upset at the fact that he sent her a message when the news came out about the alleged or supposed husband having another baby on her, and they weren't even talking. He sent her a voice note saying we need to talk, and she was playing it for everybody, you know what I'm saying? And so he felt some type of way about that. They get into it over that, you know. And I was just like, that whole blow up when they had that second blow up and Andale had got them together, it needed to happen. It needed to happen. And I was just sitting there, that probably was one of the best scenes of the show for me. Okay, that was one of the best scenes of the show for me because I feel like that was one of the realest shit. Baby, I mean, the tears was coming. I'm sitting here looking at it like this. Oh my God, y'all doing all this shit. It was so much emotion. I said, ooh, but Anna, you are an actress too. You are an actress too. But baby, they was giving. I was like, what in the Nollywood is going on? But I said, y'all just go ahead and say, I'm sorry. And say that y'all might work on it. And I'm just glad that at the end of the whole conversation and the whole blow up that needed to happen, they eventually cried it out, hugged it out, and they was going to work on their relationship. Because I really do feel like they missed each other, and I really do feel like they love each other, you know? Let me tell you something. Friendship breaks up be just as bad, if not worse, than regular breakups. Especially if you had a friend that was in your life for the majority of your life and y'all fall out. Oh, that shit hurts like hell. That shit hurts like hell. And then you got the whole situation with Andale, right? Andale can't get with Zari, so he gonna move back on to deciding whether or not he want to get back with his ex-baby mamas, his two baby mamas. He decides it's Diamond's birthday. I think it was Diamond. It was somebody's birthday, okay? And he winds up bringing them to the freaking get together. And they wind up getting into it, going back and forth about the reason why. Because at one point they got along, but then another one, one was overstepping, just asking that the first baby mama just kept on asking, having Andale do a whole bunch of stuff for her, and that as if he was still her boyfriend or something like that. And the second baby mama, that when they was together, it was just bothering her, and that caused the breakup of her and Andale, right? And at one point, he was going to give the second baby mama another chance. And she was like, you need to figure out what it is that you want. And I felt like she wanted another chance. Because actually, he said that he wasn't going to go back. But then he started talking to his first baby mama. And she wanted another chance. And next thing you know, he goes to tell the second baby mama, no, we're not going to do this because she want another chance. And I'm sitting here like, both y'all fools. Y'all too fine to be acting like this behind a man, okay? Don't you see that he is indecisive? He is not sure of what he wants. And because he is not sure of what he wants, he's going to go back to the old thing, all right? He's going to go back to his old ways, and he's going to play you again, and you're going to be sitting here heartbroken, and you ain't going to have nobody to blame but yourself because ain't nobody tell you to go back to do the same thing over again. I just cannot believe that he had them women going at each other like that. I said, what? Over Andale? Now, he all right. He ain't all that, but he all right. But now, I said, y'all is pulling some fat motherfuckers. I ain't even lying. I said, damn, his baby mamas are beautiful. I said, I wouldn't have went back. I would have said, figure it out with somebody else, somebody new, okay? You are not finna settle with me just because you can't figure out what it is that you want. No, we tried that before, okay? And then we get into the situation with Naked. The whole thing that was going on with Naked in the first season was going on with him in his second season. And it was the whole thing of whether or not he's going to commit to his girlfriend. That's all she wanted. She wants a commitment. She wants to move forward. She wants to see where they're at. She want to know if this is the real deal, if he's ready for her, what's going on. Like, are you just dragging me along or whatever, or you wasting my time, or what is going to happen between this, okay? They did go to therapy in the first season. They still continue to go to therapy. I'm so glad to hear that. But what got me was he was talking to, I guess in the second season, I can say that their relationship got a little bit better because they still go to therapy. He goes talk to Queen Bee, right? Because he talking about something, he want to go to the next step. Now, me, in my head, when I think about somebody or hear somebody say, I want to take our relationship to the next step, when that person, those people have already been together for years, more than 1 or 2 years, I'm thinking that they're talking about marriage, right? That's automatically what I thought about because that's what she was thinking about. That was an issue for her. Are we going to do this or not, right? He talking about to show that he's in the relationship. I said, what? And then Queen Bee had the nerve to say, do a trial proposal. A what? A trial proposal to see what her reaction would be. If you were to propose to her for real, you would know what it would be because you're finna do this trial proposal. And then said, do it in front of everybody. What? I ain't never heard no shit like that. I'm pretty sure y'all ain't never heard no stuff like that. I said no shade. I don't know how y'all do it over there in Africa, but over here in the United States of these America, baby, that will not fly. You will get your ass beat left, okay? And then I'll be done with you forever. That's just what it is, because what you're not going to do is play with my emotions. And right then and there, I was like, you know what? Queen Bee ain't had no storyline this whole time, and I feel as though her job is to just come in and sabotage relationships. Because remember, Queen Bee And Naked, they were friends for a while. They had a close bond, and then they fell out a little bit. They got into it because she was all up in his business last season and over their relationship. I don't even think she really wanted him to be with her. But at the same time, it's like she's sabotaging these relationships on purpose. You looking for a reason to not be friends with Annie because she's not telling you everything. And now you're gonna tell Naked to do a trial proposal. I said, who does that? And then he actually do it. He actually do it. And he left the girl so freaking confused. They was on some trip. They on the rocks and stuff. And he just all of a sudden just started proposing because Swanky was like, this is a good place to propose and all this stuff. Naked, you gonna propose or whatever. And he get down on his knees talking about something. I love you and I want to spend life with you. And what you say. I'm sitting here like, what is going on? She was confused and she thinking that it was cool. And then once we get back to the real world from vacation, she got to go talk to everybody else to trying to figure out what the fuck happened and if we engaged or not. Baby, what type of a trial proposal? She was confused as shit, bitch. And then when he actually came to his senses and said what he wanted, do you know he set up the house? This romantic type of situation, and I'm thinking he really about to propose to her for now. Like, for real, he is really about to propose to her. Do you know that man not only proposed to her, but gave her the key to the place? So this whole time you didn't have a key to his place, and that is what you're gonna give me? Not a ring, not saying you want to spend life with me like that, not that type of commitment that I've been looking for. But the key to your... I said, what the hell? I said, Miss Girl, Kirsten, whatever your name is, leave. Leave. He's set in his ways. He's older. He is not looking for that type of commitment. And I just need you to stop wasting your time. Stop wasting your time because I'm pretty sure you can find better. Okay? I'm 100% sure you can find better. But, girl... Young, Famous, and African is really, really good. I need y'all, if you have not watched it at all, watch season 1 and then watch season 2. It is a quick watch, okay? And you want to know what I like about it? It gives, like I said in my What It Is, I said I feel like I'm reality showed out. But it's certain types of reality shows that I'm tired of. That's just what it is. And most of them are the ones that I've been watching for a while. So I'm kind of like over that. But this reality show, oh, excuse me, I'm so sorry. That's rude. This particular reality show is fresh to me. It's like the same concept, but with different people, but it's still kind of fresh, And it keeps my interest, you know what I'm saying? It's not too much. They give us just the right amount of drama. And you can tell that these are people that actually got sense. And they have something to lose. So they're not going to do too much. They're going to give us a little, but they're going to give us enough, but not too much. You know what I'm saying? So they can still have their reputation intact afterwards. I like it. It's like a mature reality show for the most part. Swanky. Everybody messy though. If you watched it, put it down in the comments. Tell me what you feel about it. Who do you like? Are you like me who don't really care too much about Miss Queen Bee? Okay. Or I like Annie, but I'm sad for her. And usually when people like that, I be like, girl, you dumb. Okay, you're dumb, you're stupid or whatever. But for some reason, I just can't really say that out loud because you literally see this lady hurting. For some reason, I'm just like, I just really feel sad for her. I feel sad for her. I feel bad for her because she is clearly in denial about her relationship. I do like Swanky. He messy as hell, though. He messy as hell. I ain't even gonna lie. I ain't gonna hold you, but I still kind of like him. Fashion be on point most of the time. Andale, quiet assassin, okay? He real calm, cool, and collected. Don't take much. Like, he don't. Baby, at one point, Kanji had said, you shut the fuck up. You shut the fuck up. And you shut the fuck up, baby. They all got pissed off at her for saying that because she was trying to get everybody together and get people to talk, okay? And so you try to get people to talk by telling them to shut the fuck up. She was like, yeah, it's supposed to piss you off. Girl, they weren't here for that. And see, this is what I'm talking about. Oh, she just irks me so much. I said, girl, you do not give out the best advice. She acts like she knows it all, but she be giving out the wrong advice, okay? And that is probably why she ain't on here with no man too. But moving on, who else? Lewis, I'm going to give a second chance. I do hope that he comes back for season 3. You know, my perception of him changed towards the end. Fontana, she's just a fun time girl. That's all. I don't take her serious at all. She want the dick, she gonna get the dick, and that's just what it is. Is it gonna make me want to listen to her music? No, not really. But Diamond, he's just a playboy whore, and that's just all that it is. Diamond the only one that actually be seeming like he be working and doing what his job is, because every time he comes back on the show, he coming back from a tour. Or he coming back from multiple shows. He's barely been on the show in season 1 or season 2 because he's actually working instead of just sitting around talking and gossiping and shit. So there's that. But y'all tell me how y'all feel. And yeah, I will see you guys later. Girl, I've been talking for 2.5 hours. I am tired and my mouth is dry. I'll see y'all later. Peace. The shit I do for y'all. That's because I love y'all. Because y'all love me. So I love y'all back. Have a good one.